a hot mess. It does. I hate it. Hated it. It looks cold. It's not warm. It's probably like in the 50s. It's ugly. Foggy. Not foggy. Overcast. It's not like freezing. It's just not warm as it usually is because there's no sun. Thought I heard some birds or something. So, Super Bowl is over. The Eagles took it by force. Kendrick, the halftime show was nice. I enjoyed it. A lot of people don't like it. Is he pooping? Are you pooping? Yeah. Um, I need to bring some bags out here because every time he poop, I have to go in the house and get a bag to pick up his poop. I need to have a little container out here with the bags in it, a little box or something that has some bags because I hate going in the house every time this dog poops to get a bag. Go get a bag. Poochie. Go get a bag so I can get your poop. Somebody scratched me. I don't think the cat did that. And I know my granddaughter accidentally scratched me Sunday. She was talking to me and did like that, and I don't think she broke the skin. But I got a scratch on the top of my hand. So I haven't been coming because I don't really have anything to talk about. I really haven't had, if you don't really have nothing to talk about, what are you gonna talk about? I really haven't had anything to talk about. I need to go to the store. I want to start doing like shopping videos like hauls and stuff when I go to the store. But I be so lazy. Like I don't be feeling like pulling out my camera when I go to the store. I don't know. Am I over vlogging? I just don't be feeling like my hairline is acting weird too. My eczema or psoriasis, whichever one it is come here. You trying to go in the house, huh? My eczema or psoriasis or something is acting up. So my hairline looks weird right there. I don't feel like going in the house to get this get a bag for this dog poop. But I guess I have to. You gotta pee? You gotta use the bathroom? I don't feel like doing nothing. Y'all wanna look at the scenery until I get back? I gotta go. Y'all can look at the birds until I come back. I gotta go get a bag. We're on poop patrol. All of it. Wearing my slippers outside is diabolical. I be out here in my slippers all the time. All the time. So, nothing has been going on. Nothing interesting on. Y'all ain't been doing nothing interesting on YouTube. I haven't watched anything interesting. I need somebody to put some shows on so that I can watch some new shows. I'm watching this show on Netflix. I think it's called Your Honor. If it is, I'll post it on my community wall. It's kind of good, but it ain't good enough. I don't know how many seasons it is, so I gotta check and see how many seasons. Is it just, I don't know. I only watched like the first 4 episodes. It's like a, I don't know if you would call it a drama, because it's like about a judge whose son accidentally um, hit somebody with his car. So it's actually like vehicular homicide. And the person that he hit was a mobster's son. So this judge's son is, this judge is trying to keep his son from going to jail or basically getting hurt by this mobster, and they pinned it. So of course the judge's son, hey Mickey, I'm talking about this show that I'm watching on Netflix. I think it's called Your Honor. So the judge's son is white. They are a Caucasian family, and they pinned the murder on a young black boy. And so it's interesting. I'm only on like the 4th episode. And I got mad when they pinned the murder on this black boy who really didn't have who didn't have anything to do with it. The white boy actually did the killing. Clearly did it. It was an accident, but he did it. Art imitating real life. And I think that's why it pissed me off so bad. And, it's the fact that this is a sitting judge. Is that a spider? Yeah. Hold on. Because I'm sorry, Mr. Spider, but you should have stayed where you was. And then you wouldn't have died like that. It's the fact that it's a sitting judge. The judge knew that his son did it. He knew he did it. The boy confessed. The judge knew he did it. But what happened was when the judge got ready, He was going to turn his son in until he found out who the family was. When he found out that the family was the mob, he was like, "Oh hell no, no, you no, cause they not only gonna get you, they gonna get me too, and I'm not finna die." So he didn't let his son turn himself in. I mean, it's an interesting storyline to show how far people will go to protect their own child, and they know they wrong. Because this man was a judge, a sitting judge, not like a retired judge. Like this man's still working. So it's an interesting story, but it's the kind of shit that that really makes you that can really make you angry. And I noticed lately I have, and I don't know if it's because of everything that's going on in the world right now, the climate of the world right now. Like, I've been really sensitive when it comes to like race relations and stuff. This whole black and white thing, I've been real sensitive. I've been real protective of my people, and I don't know, just stuff like that kind of get on my nerves. Like, I was yesterday, I was on like Good Morning America's page on Facebook, and it was like every comment was, "We hate Kendrick. It was the worst Super Bowl ever." And of course, it's all white people, all white people. But I don't know what I expected. I don't know why my expectation wasn't that, because of the way they did Beyonce. They did Beyonce the same way at the Super Bowl. They hated Beyonce's Super Bowl. They hated her performance at the Super Bowl. They hated her. They talked trash about Beyonce, and they still talking trash about Beyonce. With the whole Grammy um, winning the country song and all of that kind of stuff. She's still getting so much hate. But just to see all of that hatred for Kendrick, knowing that he is an extremely talented artist, and people are not even attempting to understand the message. But why would I think that white people would get the message? Why do I think that? Now, some of this is not to keep division. Some of this is how people really feel. This is how people really feel. It's not to keep division. People really feel like this. These people really feel like this. And it's just, if you take too much of that shit into your spirit, you will start to feel a certain way. And I don't want to feel that way, like, about white people. I have worked so hard not to, blame this on all white people, because I know not all white people are bad. There are some, you know, good white people, just like all black people are not bad. There are good black people. You really have to change your mindset. You really have to work on you really have to work on changing your mindset about people, because if you don't, you will start to have a hatred for them. That's where the divide is. The divide is people not changing their minds and not being open minded. That's where the divide is. And it's kind of hard when, you know, you take in a lot of that stuff into your spirit. You really have to, get away from it. Like, I really have to remind myself, especially with my family. My family is so blended. Like, I have a grandson who is half white. His mother is Caucasian, and she's not like black and white mix. She is white. Both of her parents are white. She is white. That's my grandson. So of course he is mixed. My granddaughter, her mother is one of my granddaughters. Her mother is Filipino, and of course my son is black, so that makes her Filipino and black. And then my other two granddaughters, their mother is Filipino, born in the Philippines, like Filipino, born in the Philippines. Both of her parents were Filipinos, born in the Philippines. So, you know, my family is very blended, very blended. And so I can't walk around hating other cultures and look at my own grandkids who are clearly mixed. What am I going to do? Hate them? Because they have white and have Filipino? You can't do that. You have to. And with as many families that are blended now, because everybody mixed, you know, black men are having, and I'm not going to say marrying because this, it's not always a situation where the people are married, but black men are having more babies with non-black women. I'm not going to only say with white women because it's not just white, it's, white, Filipino, Asian, non-black. So that there are so many mixed families now, or blended families. It would seem like racism should not be as big as it used to be, but it's still big. It's still big. Racism is still huge. You know, it's just still so many white people that don't want to see us in their spaces. Don't want to see us on TV, don't want to see us in good jobs, just don't want to see us in a position that is maybe better than the position that they're in. And it's just crazy. I'm glad that I live in an area that is so progressive. Like, I'm in California. California is a melting pot. It's, so many different cultures and ethnicities here in California that I didn't really grow up. Um, the racism was covert. It wasn't just like out in your face. And growing up in Oakland is so many black people. I grew up around so many black people that I've never had that feeling. That feeling only comes from social media. I see it more in social media than I do in real life. Of course, when I was, in the workforce, I've had to deal with, white people or whatever, but it just wasn't as bad as the stuff that I see on social media. Like, ugh, I just, sometimes I just tune out because I just get tired of seeing that shit. And I think, what Kendrick Lamar, and I'm not even into rap like I used to be. Of course, when I was younger, I would keep up with all of the rap songs. Now, of course, Kendrick Lamar, like his songs are so out there, they're so big right now. You can't help but hear them. So I was interested in what his halftime show was going to be like. I was really looking forward to it. Oh, you in the UK? Yeah, things are different in the UK than they are here in America. America, we on some totally different shit out here. Like, and with the politics and all of that stuff that is going on right now, with Trump and all of that kind of stuff, everything is different. Like everything, it just seems like everything is heightened right now. I can imagine in the UK things would be different. Isn't it like less black people in the UK? Y'all don't have, like, it's just different. The history of black people in the UK is different than, and I know that there is racism. And I'm not saying that there's no racism in the UK. I have, heard black people talk about what it's like living in the UK, but being black in America is, I think, totally different than being black in any place else in the world. Our history here in America as black people is just totally different. And with this being Black History Month, of course, we are getting a lot of the black history coming up on your feed and stuff, and the things that our ancestors went through. It's weird because my mother um, adopted me, and so she was a lot older than, I say, what my biological mother's age was. She was a lot older, so she went through more than my biological mother um, went through. And her talking to me about what it was like living in the South in the, because she was born in 1917. So, you can imagine what the time was back then for what it was like for black people. And hearing her stories and, you know, living a totally different life than the life that your mother lived, but listening to the stuff that she went through, I don't know. It just, when I think about it, that shit has done something to me, like deeply. Oh, it's 95% white. Yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine that. Like where we live right now is it's not a huge um African American population. Like it's only four four or five black families in on the street that we live on. There's not that many. So it just depends on where you live in the Bay Area. Now, where we used to live, it was predominantly black. It just depends on, you know, where you live. It's mostly Asian and uh, Indian, not Native American. East, what is it, Middle Eastern? Yeah. Um, Population where I live now. But, it's cool. Everybody minds their own business, and we don't we don't have no problems. I don't live in an area where, people have Trump signs on their lawn. But this is California. This is a blue state. You know, it ain't no, I'm not going to say it ain't nobody out here that supports Trump. Of course, there are some people, but the majority of, this is a Democratic state. So we don't, we don't see a lot of that out here. Thank God. I don't know what I would do if I lived in a red state or, live down south where people are more outwardly racist. I don't know what I would do. I guess you get used to it, and you deal with it because it's still a lot of black people down south. You just deal with it, I guess. But I wouldn't want to. I'm so glad my family migrated out here to California. I really am. I wouldn't want to live no place else. I love it here. And you just don't have to deal with as much of the bullshit as people do in, some of the other states, some of the more southern states. So I just came on to tell y'all I'm still alive. I'm not crocheting. I have not crocheted anything. I need to crochet because my granddaughter asked me to make her a jellyfish. So I might do that. I might do that today because that takes about 2 hours, maybe 2, 3 hours. Yeah, maybe 3 hours because it takes a minute to make them tentacles. The tentacles are time consuming. So I might make the tentacles first since they take up a lot of time and then make the body. I might do that. So I don't know. She wanted that and a ruffle hat, but I don't have the yarn to make the ruffle hat. So I know I'm not gonna make that. But the um I can make the jellyfish. 3 hours? No, because the tentacles are like maybe an hour. Yeah, but is a time consuming hour because they're made in a spiral. So you got to make sure, you know, it's not like I can turn my brain off and just crochet like I do when I'm making a blanket because I'm just going across. So I can, turn my brain off and just sit and crochet and watch TV. But when I'm making the tentacles, I have to pay attention to what I'm doing because that thing's, if it don't go on a spiral, you messing up somewhere. So you have to, or I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. So I might do that. But I don't have to have it finished until the weekend because she spends the weekends with her dad. And so she usually comes by to see me or I go by to see her on the weekend. So I don't have to finish it until um, like Friday because she'll be here Saturday and Sunday. So I'm probably gonna do that. I think it's gonna rain tomorrow. It looked like it's gonna rain today. It's who is that? It looked like it's gonna rain today. It's really overcast and ugly. Maybe that was the gardener. So that's it, y'all. Or Mickey, thank you for checking in on me. I might come back tomorrow. I be saying that every day. Oh, I'll see y'all tomorrow. It never show up. I'm gonna try my best to get back on the regular schedule. Oh, that is the neighbor fussing at his dog. Fussing at his dog. Do you know I still ain't seen that dog? I still don't know what the neighbor's dog look like because I can't see through the fence. I don't know what the dog look like. He always fussing at the dog. And the dog is always barking at Gizmo. Gizmo in the house. Because if he wasn't in the house, he would be over there trying to see um, what was going on. And now that the ivy has grown, covered the fence, I ain't gonna never see what the dog look. Can y'all see? The ivy done covered the whole fence. So I definitely can't see the dog now. Oh my God. Okay, y'all. I'm finna go. I keep saying I'm finna go and I won't leave. So I might see you guys tomorrow. I love you and thank you for being here. Bye.